kids
I know.
trolley.
Yeah,
I just won't be doing that with people.
you only get like $300.
I get 300
Please sit on my lap.
5 days a week. Yeah, you guys are getting scammed. Listen, I work 2 days, like $100.
I'm Kirk Robinson. I'm one of the coaches of Arlington Varsity Women's Soccer, and this is Doug.
I am Doug Aldrich, and this is my first year as a varsity girls soccer coach, and I'm very excited to be a part of it.
I think we believe that culture is what makes a team really go. Sometimes you'll be good, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You have highs, you have lows, but a steady culture that's fun keeps it interesting. So we have team dinners that the players sponsor. We have a bunch of oddball games that we play out here on this very same field. This is our practice field. One year we had to anticipate a penalty kick situation, so all our players were asked to kick stuffed animals into the goal. It's a wide variety of things. One other thing I'll say quickly, and Doug will have some others, is we frequently have challenges where we give away candy to the winners or ice cream to the winners.
Yeah, I don't have much to add to that, except for maybe, what is it, the goblet?
Oh yeah, the Goblet of Triumph.
Goblet of Triumph, where there's a series of obstacles that all the participants on the team go through, and at the end of the tournament, I guess, or the competition, somebody wins the Goblet of Triumph, which is a soccer ball filled with a lot of candy.
Yeah.
And we have one winner at the end of that, and it gets passed on every year.
They're the holder of the Goblet of Triumph for the entire year. It's quite an honor, although outside of the candy that's in it, it's nothing but honorable. Yeah, I think never in their life is probably a stretch for folks, but they haven't maybe played for several years. What's one of the things about the culture? You keep it fun, people want to play. Last year we had a couple of seniors come out and play, but they had never played varsity, even though they'd been at the school the whole time. I think by making sure there's a lot of fun and making sure you don't have to be an expert or you don't have to be the biggest or the fastest, keeps it fun. When we're able and we have 8th graders try out, getting them started early can lead to them being really far superior of where they would have been otherwise by their 9th or 10th or 11th grade year. So it kind of works out both ways, and the secret is just making sure that it's fun whether we win or lose.
Yeah, I also think like the older girls on the team usually make it a fun environment for them to learn, and boosts their confidence as a player and as a person. Yeah. And I think that's very important. So.
Yeah, I think it if you look here, you'll see that sign is being refreshed over the course of on the scoreboard. The John Werner side is being refreshed, but you see the wins for Werner on the wall. I think a lot of it starts with a tradition here, not necessarily of winning, but of caring and involving the youth and the community and the soccer club with the game. So oddly, even though there's so much interest, and this place is packed on game night, with people who have very informed opinions about what should be happening because they played on this very same field, that comes across to me as support and not pressure. So I don't think there's a ton of, it's loud, it's boisterous, but it is always supportive. And right now we're in the middle of the 50th anniversary of the John Werner Soccer Club. It's mostly a youth event. When there are varsity players there, they're helping contribute and lead and guide younger players. And I think that sort of community involvement turns into support rather than pressure. It's a balanced effort. But when those players are here, hearing this cheering, hearing this support, I think that they mostly feel supported, and I think it really helps. So pressure, I don't know. Game day, maybe the students feel it a lot, the student athletes, but for the most part, I think they feel support.
Well, what I like and love about coaching is just the connection with the kids and being able to go somewhere in town and seeing their faces and having a good, real conversation, as opposed to, you know, some of the kids just giving you a wave and just kind of walking away because they know you or they've seen you, but they have real conversations and you get to know them as individuals. So that, to me, is the biggest part of why I coach a lot of sports in town and for the community. As far as soccer being my favorite, I've always had a passion for the game, and I just really want to see that transfer into some of the other kids that also have that passion. So I guess that's really why I do it.
It hasn't at this time. I think it leads to some interesting opportunities. In my imagination, that rule change probably had to do more with other sports than soccer. But this year, there was a high school tournament upstate, and I think that could one day be a great opportunity for us. Right now, it's my opinion that the players need a little time off. In a school like this, people play 2, 3, 4, 5 sports. They're involved in a lot of other activities. And both for parents and families, I think they need just July and maybe part of August to do whatever. That said, we do encourage informal practices with our players. Coaches are never present at that, and it's totally player-led, and they're there because they want to be there. We don't know who goes and who doesn't go. And I think playing just for the fun of it is probably better for development at some point than being organized year-round. So I can't imagine ever starting earlier with the serious rigor that begins next week when the season starts. So I'm glad that the players and coaches and all have time apart, but it is sensible. If you want to do a camp, a workshop, we had to stay away. And now there's opportunities, but at this time, I can't see us really taking advantage of those.
I think for me, the difference is the level of intensity for actually being, a decision maker. Last year I was, kind of an assistant, a helper. This year it's going to be a little more in depth, and my direction's going to be a little more taking into consideration, I guess, respected maybe.
One part of what's different is every season. It's a totally different puzzle box, and you get here and you start to see who can do what. Even if you've had them for 2 or 3 years, the development that happens for a player and a person over that year is a lot. So that's kind of always new, but specifically new for me this year. I don't know how it'll be, but this will be my first year with the varsity girls where I don't have at least one daughter on the team. I've had 2 for most of the time and 1 always until now. And so, with that lack of somebody who knows me that well on the team, I'm sure that'll create some advantages, but some disadvantages too, because a coach, really, you get pretty limited time. You get your practice time, you get your game time, you get your bus time, but so much is going on in these players' lives. And this will be the first time where I'm another step divorced from that daily life of a high school program. Well, one way is just coming out to the games because it's wonderful and it's pretty packed, and so we have that support. There's a lot of opportunities to volunteer. I think during the summer we lack our best restaurant in town, but in fall it comes back, and that's burgers and fries over here at the concession. People can volunteer to do that. It's all volunteer led, and all the money that's raised here goes back to the youth soccer club. So any volunteering of any kind helps this entire community. So that's one way.
Yeah, I think positivity on the sidelines as the game's going on. A lot of times they may not understand or agree with some of the decisions that the head coaches might make on the field, but there are reasons. We're pretty good. No, we don't really have any issues, but it's a good way to support. It's just cheer kids on and know that they're put into a role that they can handle, and that's basically a very important thing for the kids and us too.